the Knicks are looking to make a blockbuster trade. And this time around, it's not for Kevin Durant or for Giannis Antetokounmpo. According to the latest reports, the Knicks are interested in trading for Grizzlies big man Jaren Jackson Jr. We're going to break down all of these latest reports today. But before we get started, about 52% of you watching this video right now are not subscribed to the channel. If you're enjoying the content, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button because it could really support all the great content that we're creating for you. And now, let's get started. The Knicks are interested in Jaren Jackson Jr. Yesterday kicked off what's likely going to be the most insane offseason that we've ever seen before. The Memphis Grizzlies pulled off a blockbuster trade to send Desmond Bane to the Orlando Magic. And with that move, the Orlando Magic are a much better team in the Eastern Conference. Another thing that we know because the Grizzlies did that is they might be in rebuild mode. And if they're in rebuild mode, there is one player on that roster that the Knicks are interested in. According to the latest reports, the Knicks want to trade for Grizzlies big man Jaren Jackson Jr. Let's break down all of these latest reports today. Shout out to Clutch Points for breaking down this following information for us. According to them, Sunday's trade was proof that very few people know exactly what direction the Grizzlies plan to go in this offseason. Continuing to shake things up ensures they'll hear from the Knicks about trading for Jaren Jackson Jr. The Knicks front office has become infamous for its confident approaches to recruiting different players. It's unlikely that the franchise expected Jaren Jackson Jr. to demand a trade because of their sidelined addition in Westchester. But sources familiar with the situation tell Clutch Points that at least one key member of the Knicks front office has long been interested in trading for Jaren Jackson Jr. Now, I know what you're thinking. What is the main reason that the Knicks want to make this trade for Jaren Jackson Jr.? Well, according to these latest reports, the main reason is to pair Towns and Jackson together to have a great front court for this Knicks starting lineup. The Knicks' acquisition of Karl Anthony Towns last offseason didn't nullify this interest either. League sources say that Jaren Jackson Jr. and Karl Anthony Towns' front court would be a dream pairing for New York in their starting lineup. The interest is clearly there, and now we know the reason why. One person in the Knicks front office clearly wants to trade for Jaren Jackson Jr., and the main reason behind it is to improve the Knicks front court with having Jaren Jackson Jr. and Karl Anthony Towns be there for the starting lineup. And honestly, that does not sound like a bad front court. However, there is another reason why the Knicks are looking at Jaren Jackson Jr., and it's a reason that they looked at a number of other players in the past as well, too. It's because he's repped by CAA. Shout out to Clutch Points for continuing to break down this information for us. According to them, Jaren Jackson Jr. is a former CAA client of Leon Rose. The University of the Incarnate Word added Jackson Sr. to their men's basketball staff in 2023, ending his tenure with the New York Knicks. Jaren Jackson Jr. remains with CAA under agent Austin Brown. The 2023 Defensive Player of the Year has 1 year remaining of his 4-year, $104.7 million contract. The Knicks are clearly interested in trading for Jaren Jackson Jr. for a number of reasons. One of the reasons, the Knicks front office really like him. Another reason, the Knicks want to build a better starting front court with him and Karl Anthony Towns. But another main reason is because he's CAA. Clearly, the interest is there. The only question is, if the Knicks want to make a trade for Jaren Jackson Jr., what would that trade look like? Well, thankfully, Clutch Points provided a trade proposal that the Knicks could offer the Grizzlies in order to get Jaren Jackson Jr. But in my opinion, this trade is insane and does not make sense for the Knicks to do. As you can see here, in this trade scenario, the Knicks would get Jaren Jackson Jr., John Concar, and Vince Williams Jr. In return, the Memphis Grizzlies would get Mikal Bridges, Mitchell Robinson, a 2025 second-round pick from the Knicks, via the Memphis Grizzlies, which is the top 50th pick for this year. 2026 first-round pick via the Washington Wizards. A 2026 second-round pick and a 2028 second-round pick. And according to Clutch Points, here's why the deal makes sense for the Knicks. The deal would leave the Knicks with a formidable and versatile front court duo. Jackson Jr. and Towns' shooting talent could allow the team's next head coach to maximize two-time All-NBA superstar Jalen Brunson and help get the most out of utility starter Josh Hart, whose shooting struggles have made finding optimal lineups tricky. The team may already see Ariel Hukporti, one of their second-round selections in 2024, as being ready to serve as their second-string center. And that's why in this trade scenario, Clutch Points is adding Mitchell Robinson to the deal. But let me ask you guys something. All of the things we're giving up here, are the Knicks a better team after making that trade? Because in my opinion, I don't think that we are. We lose Mitchell Robinson. We lose Mikal Bridges. Yes, we gain Jaren Jackson Jr. Yes, he's a good defender, subpar rebounder. That means offensive rebounds on the glass. We're likely losing that battle without Mitchell Robinson. Mikal Bridges, his defense, how he can handle certain guards or how he can switch. We don't have that anymore. We have to rely on OG Anunoby and whoever else we have out there. And it's not like Jaren Jackson Jr. can switch like this on the fly. Communication needs to be there. And with this Knicks team, their biggest issue on defense was communication. I like JJJ. I don't mind the trade, but the trade has to make sense. It has to make the Knicks better. After the Knicks make that trade, we're arguably either in the same place or worse. Why would you make that trade then? I would rather the Knicks run it back with the same type of talent that we have and making notable upgrades to the bench and our depth rather than blowing it up for a trade that we do not need to make. Superstar trades, I'm all for it. The right trades, of course you should make it. But if you're making a trade like this, a trade where you're basically giving up a lot to not really get a lot back, I don't think it really helps the Knicks. And shout out to NBA insider Evan Cedardy with Forbes for giving us this following information here. This info comes from ESPN NBA insider Tim Bontemps. According to them, the Grizzlies are not looking to trade Ja Morant or Jaren Jackson Jr. after moving Desmond Bane. Memphis is working on signing Jackson to a new long-term extension this summer. You see, now while I understand and I appreciate Tim Bontemps' report, that is not the only report going out there. While he's stating this, his cohort, Brian Windhorst of ESPN, is stating the following. Whether or not the Grizzlies would move Jaren Jackson Jr. remains to be seen. It's presented as unlikely going into the offseason. But the Bane deal with Orlando was a rebuild trade, according to ESPN's Brian Windhorst. So you have two reports here. One report suggesting that the Memphis Grizzlies are not looking to make a move or make any more trades. And then another report that suggests that potentially that the Memphis Grizzlies could be open to making a trade for Jaren Jackson Jr. So which report do you believe? In my opinion, I believe them both. I believe the Grizzlies don't want to trade Jaren Jackson Jr. However, I believe there's going to be a contract situation that happens this summer. And because of that, it might lead the Grizzlies to trade Jaren Jackson Jr. And one team to look out for if that trade is going to happen will be the New York Knicks. But I do not want the Knicks to make that trade for Jaren Jackson Jr. and gut this team in the process. Number one, he's not a superstar. Number two, he still has to get paid. Number three, he's not worth it. He's not. He's a good player, great player, sure. But is he going to be that same type of player, being the number three, sometimes fourth option on this team? I don't think so. Some people think he's a legendary defender. He's good. He's not amazing. Rebounding. He's good. He's not amazing. If anything, in my head sometimes I think, why can't he rebound more? He's around the basket a fair amount of time. He should have better rebound numbers, but he doesn't. What does that tell you? You have to look at all of these things before you make a trade. It sounds nice. It sounds great on paper. Towns and Jaren Jackson Jr. in the front court, sign me up. But Then you see the trade scenario, the possible trade packages to get this deal done. Why do it? Run it back. But Leon Rose is never going to force a trade that doesn't make sense or doesn't exist. He always looks to better this team in every single way possible, whether that be a coaching hire, a bench improvement. It does not matter. That is Leon Rose's process. And I love that about him and this Knicks front office. Clearly, New York is searching for their next move. And that next move could be a blockbuster trade. They are looking across the league right now, seeing potentially what players are available, what players they like, and what the cost is to get those players. And once they have those details, mark my words, conversations will happen, moves will be made, and Leon Rose will make this Knicks team better than it ever was before. I promise you that. Even better. I guarantee it. But what about you guys? What do you think about the Knicks potentially being interested in trading for Jaren Jackson Jr.? Let me know how you feel about that in the comment section below, guys, because honestly, I would love to hear from you. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment below. And of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans, take care of yourself, your families, and each other. Peace and love.